Hi everyone, this is Darren with SimNation. Just give me about 2 or 3 minutes to get everything together and I will go ahead and get this started. So just bear with me a few seconds while I work out some of the details I have to do on my end. For those of you not aware, this is the 2060 draft. Picks have already started to roll in, so you'll see that as I go through this, I may go through some things pretty fast because of the fact that some people have already picked. So we'll just give it one more minute while I do some logistics on the back end to get everything ready to go. And we will go from there. I don't think I need to leave this open, but we will. Okay. Don't think I have any. Okay, so I'll kick this off in a second. I want to kind of recap the draft a little bit. This is the first day of the draft. We do this annually online. Like I mentioned, people have already drafted. We generally open it up the night before to allow people to draft. So you will see me probably go through the first 6 picks really, really fast, and then we'll kind of slow down probably just a little. Hey DWK, hey Curtis. So it'll be interesting to see how this one pans out. What I will say about this draft is that it's not quarterback heavy. There is one clear number 1 quarterback who should go in the first round, and he did. But if you're picking any other quarterback, you're running a risk of not having a quarterback that's going to produce for you within the first 2 seasons. The one quarterback who's Julian Condon out of UCLA, who's one of Stewart's teams, he had a great collegiate career. He's pro ready. He has good arm. He has good accuracy. He plays smart, which is what you would expect coming out of a system that Stewart has. This is a draft where there are a lot of good cornerbacks. And ironically, a lot of those good cornerbacks are also part of Stewart's programs, whether it's Michigan or others. There's good offensive line this year, and I'll talk a little bit about who those folks are as well. And you'll notice that there are some really good wide receivers in this draft. Now, again, these aren't going to blow you away like they have in past years because we are heavily moderating the attributes of the kids coming out of college into the pros, mostly just because we're trying to get the league back into a state where offense and defense are balanced. We saw a little bit of that last time. Hey, Stuart. So I think we're ready to go, and I'm going to go ahead and get started. I think that I turned everything onto human, so that way the CPU doesn't try to trade off its draft picks. So without further ado, I'm going to start the video while I do a couple logistic things. Hopefully everyone can hear me okay. Nod if you can, but we'll go ahead and get started right now. Yeah. Next year's draft is probably the quarterback draft. It may be the season after. Had Shaka come out or had a couple other people come out, I think, Stuart, you'd probably be able to draft a really good quarterback next year. I don't think Shaka is going to get nerfed pretty hard just because of his stats and his attributes. But there are other ones I think that will be equally as good coming out. So I'm going to start the video now and then we will get started. Okay, let's pause this. So we're in, and so the first pick has already been made. It was made a little bit earlier. And with the first pick, the Vikings will select cornerback James Gordon. I like this pick a lot. I think there were two people I think could have legitimately went number one. I think this is probably a really good pick. So we'll go ahead and highlight him, and he's already right there. So go ahead and do this. And then we'll take a look at Mr. Gordon real quick. Um, and then Templar will be up next. He already has. So Mr. James Gordon is an 88 overall, 89 agility, 86 speed, 68 hands, 47 tackling, 54 intelligence. He's got good work ethic, good competitiveness. He knows his position well. I think while the speed may feel a little bit low, that's going to be kind of common in this draft. But I do think that with his agility being like it is, he plays strong. He's tall. I think that he's going to really grow into that position. So we'll go to the next one, which was Templar. Templar selected, of course, one of Stewart's people, which is Timothy Brown out of Michigan. So we'll go Hill, open war room. I may just do the next three picks really quick just to keep us going. So we'll do Mr. Brown. And I think after that was Cincinnati, and that's Starfinder, and he chose Kevin Jefferson, who's the defensive end out of Wazoo. Let's find him real quick. Right there. So we'll go with him. And then right up after him was Fedfan, who's Houston. Make sure it's Houston. And I like this pick a lot, honestly. Again, I've had to play Julian Condon quite a bit between Arizona State, Washington, and Maryland. And I will tell you that I thought about trying to trade up to get to him for Pittsburgh because Pittsburgh's going to have to replace an aging quarterback. But there's just no way I could have afforded it. So we'll go ahead and draft Mr. Condon. And then we are now to Green Bay, and we will draft Mr. Irons out of Old Dominion. This one's going to be an interesting. I don't have a good read on him. So we'll take a look at him. And then I believe that we are now up to Oakland. And so if anyone wants to make a trade to grab somebody, now would be the time to do it. But I'm going to go ahead and recap these first couple of picks. So let's take a look here, and we'll go to Timothy Brown. Of course, he's sporting the mohawk. He's 6'2", 183 pounds, out of the University of Michigan. 79 agility, 52 strength, 60 intelligence, 96 speed. He got buffed. So the way, just so everyone knows, the way that the new formula works is there's certain attributes that at certain position it keys off of, and it is possible for a player actually to get buffed. So I think he may be one of those, although I seem to remember he was really fast in college too, so that he may not have gotten buffed. He may have just not gotten nerfed. But you look at his attributes, I say this a lot, this is a Gary Moore type player. He's just solid individually. He's fast, he's got good hands, he's smart, and his agility could be better, but this is a really solid pick, and he's probably going to make life miserable for people in the NFC East. We'll go to Kevin Jefferson, who is the defensive end out of Wazoo, 82 overall, decent strength for a defensive end. His agility could be better. He plays intelligent. He's got good tackling skills. He's got good speed. His hands are good. Only thing that you may not like about him is his leadership, but he's got really good skill at his position. Let's see if he's got a trait. He's a chill for jester. That means that he's not going to cause you problems. But he will actually get buffed. I didn't get the buffs in for this, but by the time the buffs are done, he'll probably be close to 292. So he's going to be a handful, and I'm not looking forward to playing against him since I have Pittsburgh. Now to Julian Condon. Anyone want to take a bet on what he is? I'll give it a second while I'm getting pinged about something. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, so Mr. Condon is 92 overall, 66 agility, 87 arm, 88 in 88 in intelligence and accuracy. This is probably going to be the new norm for quarterbacks coming into the league. You probably won't see as many 90s, but you can see he'll just solid over around. He can probably start year one, and he probably would be really good at it. He's got really good speed too, so he's going to be able to get away from people. And again, knows his position extremely well. He's a clutch QB, which means in those final 2 minutes on both halves, he's just going to get better. He's ambitious, which means he's going to push. So this is a really solid pick. Um, so and now for Mr. Irons for the Packers. Irons out of Old Dominion. Um, Decent stats still, a little bit less than Condon, but again, he's a rookie quarterback. He's going to grow, especially if you put him on the right program. He does have a work ethic that is going to allow you to max him out without fear of injuring him. And that's really important. He's got competitiveness. The leadership could be better, but overall, this is a solid pick. And he probably will be helping out in Green Bay. So now we're at the Oakland Raiders. I'll do one last check, and I apologize for the slowness. Sometimes I have to bounce between multiple screens in order to see things. And I'm not as prepared as I normally am for this, so we're going to take a look at Oakland real quick, see if they have any glaring holes. Oakland, of course, was the former team of Peter. They've started to see a drop off a little bit in uh, just the quality of the players. They're going to go for Michael Napier. I kind of agree with that. They have a guy with a cannon of an arm, so we'll go ahead and do that. Let me bounce over here. Raiders select Michael Napier, wide receiver. And this will bring up Cotton. We'll see if Cotton's around. I think he had a list, if I remember correctly. Cotton on the clock. We'll take a look at him while Cotton either tells me to go with David Sledge or he chooses somebody else. He's typing, so I'm gonna wait. And he selects, that may be a really good pick. Um, so this is one of Shark's boys out of Georgia. Make Shark happy to see him go. He did anchor the line though fairly well, so we'll go ahead and draft him. And that will bring up Philly. And let's see if he's on. Bear with me one moment while I jump between these different screens. Philly, if I remember correctly, is Don. I need to widen this because I can't see that. Go back and look because I don't see him on. Let's just take a look. I'll give him a minute. Okay, let's take a look at Trevino and just see what he looks like. I don't think I looked at Napier. I need to go back and look at him. This is really solid. Love the strength on Trevino. Agility's really good. He's smart. He's got good speed. He's going to be able to pull relatively well. His blocking could be much better, but again, he's a rookie, so that's really good for a rookie. Endurance is good. He's got great stats and skills. He knows his position well. He's a bookend tackle. That's just going to give him more of a boost. The concerned entertainer could be a little bit of a problem from a personality perspective, but this is probably as solid of a pick at tackle as you're going to find this year. So really good pick there from Cotton. And we'll give Don a minute. I may drop out and just see if he actually, yeah, I'm gonna drop out for a second. We'll go to, it should be under media. Philadelphia. 5:14. Today is the 17th. We'll go back in. I'm gonna pause. We'll give it another minute or two, and then we will go. And it looks like he would be picking a guard. So, so far, oh, that's what I said. I was just gonna look at Napier. Um, so Michael Napier with Oakland out of Middle Tennessee State, 89 overall, 88 agility, 55 intelligence, 87 speed, 89 hands, 71 endurance. Really, really great work ethic and competitiveness, knows his position extremely well. He's a workout fanatic, which means he's just going to get fast on strong. 5,700 yards, 45 touchdowns with the Blue Raiders. So this is a really solid pick. Pairing him with people like Bittner and others is probably just going to make him that much better. So, okay, I am going to go ahead and make the pick. Let's go back to War Room and go with David Sledge. DWK is now up. Take a look at him. I think DWK is on, so I think he knows. DWK. Okay, Mr. Sledge is out of Illinois, 93 strength, 44 agility, 68 intelligence, 66. Not a great pass blocker, but definitely a great run blocker. He'll get better. This isn't a bad stat, actually. Endurance is good. He, again, has a really good personality. It's what you want to see in a guard. And again, guards aren't going to be as fast as tackles, but really, really good attitude. He should be able to come in and contribute, especially with his size. He's not going to get pushed around pretty much at all. And while we wait for DWK, I'm going to check in Hill. Manuel Thomas, the guard. What you did. Clell. There he is. The one out of Louisiana Tech. Okay, so we'll draft him. This brings us up MBB bets. I was hoping he would drop, but he won't. So we're gonna go ahead and I'll do these two box select. Unless, yeah, I don't. He had a list from what I remember. Box select. John Pass wide receiver. Go ahead and pick him for him. This will bring up Simon. See if Simon is on. I'm pretty sure Simon had a list, but I'll give him the chance to change his pick if he wants to. Okay, so let's look at these last two. We'll start with Manuel Thomas. Manuel Thomas, 6'4", 291 out of Louisiana Tech, 85 overall, 80 strength, 58 agility, 66 intelligence, 75 pass blocking, 91 run blocking. He is, I think, one of the best run blockers in this draft. Endurance is 74. His leadership leaves a lot to be desired. He may not be liked by his teammates, but he is going to put in the work. And you can see he'll a little bit of a low morale. You can fix that. He is a workaholic, which is a good trait to have. And now John Hess, the wide receiver out of Maryland, who was a 3-star, who became essentially like a 5-star. 87 overall, 88 agility, 61 intelligence, 88 speed, 89 hands, 65 endurance. Uh, really good personality skills. Again, knows his position well. Workout fanatic and a zealous baller. He was one of the reasons why Shaka Chung had such a great freshman campaign at Maryland. So both of these picks are really solid. So with the first 10 picks in the book, anyone think that you see a bust or anything like that so far? Yeah, I was actually hoping wide receivers would drop because I need a wide receiver, and I'm probably not going to get it since I'm picking second to last. So uh, give Simon one more minute, and then I will. Yep, he's typing. Never mind. Let's go back in. Go ahead and check all those. So we'll see what he takes with pick 11. Oof, this may be a good pick. Um, David Lugo, linebacker out of Maryland. Again, don't read into the 223. He's likely going to gain at least 40 pounds, if not 50, by the time training camp ends. So he's not going to be that light. We'll do draft David Lugo. This brings up KC, who is CPU. I'll do them. But let's take a look at Lugo real quick before I do that, because I think the next 2 picks are mine to make. So David Lugo, 6'1", just whatever his weight's going to actually be. 83 overall, 70 strength, 75 agility, 73 intelligence, 77 tackling, 88 speed, 75 endurance. Knows his position extremely well. Was a mainstay on the Maryland defense for the time he was there. He's a coverage linebacker and a kill for athlete. This is a really good pick. So Simon's going to get a linebacker that probably can anchor his defense, especially at the linebacker position. So look at Kansas City here real quick, just see what they need. See if anything stands out. They do need a tight end. Don't know that it's the right time. They do need a free safety. It is probably the right time to go for free safety or defensive tackle. So we'll take a look here. Just double check and make sure no one's asking for trades. So we're good. They don't need a wide receiver. So they're either going to go Murray Miller or they are going to go. They may just go Murray Miller because I'm trying to remember who the free safeties are. I'm looking at my big board. Yeah, I think they're going to go with the defensive tackle. So they'll go with him. Chiefs select defensive tackle Murray Miller. And just make sure I'm not missing something. Yeah, that's still CPU. And then now New Orleans is up. New Orleans, if I remember correctly, is also CPU. See what New Orleans needs here real quick. New Orleans, I don't think needs much because they're pretty stacked across the board. Who's the quarterback? Well, I'll just let the CPU probably just pick this one. Maybe I won't. Just see here. We'll do a little bit of research real quick on New Orleans. Just so everyone knows, I do pick for the CPU now. Most of that has to do with the CPU for years. It's been picking bad people, and I'm trying to avoid that happening. New Orleans, if you want to join this league, is actually probably one of the more stacked teams. They are top to bottom a really, really good team. They have fast wide receivers. Could go cornerback. They need help on defense. Linebacker is actually an area where they need help. Defensive end is okay. Defensive tackle is okay. They have a lot of safeties. None of them are particularly all that great. They'll go linebacker. So they'll go with him. Saints select linebacker Chung Rennell, and we'll draft him. Bounce over hill. Yeah, I think the agility is low, but he is strong, and I think that's going to help compensate a little bit. I do think that Lugo, you put him on the outside, you don't put him inside. Or you do put him inside because actually he's got the strength to play inside. So this brings us to Jacksonville. Jacksonville is Ross. I wonder if Ross is on. I'll give him a moment while I look at these two. So let's look at the last two picks. It does look like he has a list though, and it's probably Kimbrel. But I always try to give human coaches the time to back out. So Kansas City selected Murray Miller, 89 strength, really good strength. Intelligence is good. Uh, not not a great defensive tackle. He is pretty big. He can probably plug the center gap. He is a workout fanatic, so he's going to get better. But maybe not the best one. I think if I remember correctly, Eastern Michigan is Tony's team now. I could be wrong on that. I don't think this. I don't think he played for Tony because I think this was before Tony actually got there. Chung Reno is out of Troy. Again, his size will grow, but 77 agility, 66 intelligence, good speed, good tackling, good hands, really good stats, except with maybe the leadership. So he won't be leading your linebacking core. Helpful enabler is a good trait to have. Overall, that's a pretty good pick for the Saints, and we can do that. So I will make sure, Curtis, I do not pick for you. So yeah, I actually like Renault. I think I had him rated lower, to be honest. So we'll check in here real quick just to keep ourselves going. Um, go to the room. There's a list here, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick. So they'll pick Kimball. Which now will bring up Tennessee, who is Bama. It looks like it's really hard sometimes to tell if there's a list. Um, Mostly just because I think the CPU just wants someone to pick Darren Smith. So we'll take a look at Charles Kimball. I think I was a little bit higher on him than Reynolds. Uh, Strength is not great. Agility is decent, but not great. Good intelligence, good tackling, decent speed. 75 endurance. Again, not really a leader in the middle. He will get bigger. He's out of Florida State. Frantic athlete. He should be fine. That's not a bad trait to have. But he had a pretty solid career with 300 tackles, 8 sacks, 3 interceptions, and 4 fumble recoveries. Um, so we'll see here real quick. Yeah, I think if I think about this, I expected there to be a little bit more run on wide receiver and cornerbacks in this draft. Maybe tackle too. I do think that there are 1 or 2 linebackers still out there that definitely can come in and make a difference. Lugo, I think, was probably the fastest of the linebackers that you're going to see. I think another guy that just to keep an eye on, but what I worry about with him is I think that he's not really going to be a presence at linebacker, would be Anthony Charaveria out of Auburn. Uh, And then I think the other one is Steven Espinoza out of Duke, but I think he's more of a coverage linebacker, candidly. I think the overall good linebackers are off the board. So we'll give Bama a minute or two more, and then he's going to end up with Darren Smith. Let me just double check and make sure he didn't send me a list. I will update the file right after we make this pick. So, okay, so we're gonna just go ahead and go. So Darren Smith it is. I'm gonna go ahead and update the file, so bear with me 1 second. Um, and then we'll come back and take a look at that. Let's leave. We'll go ahead and publish and upload. Well, in fairness, Curtis, the CPU is not ruining your life. I am. Because since I'm the one making the picks for the CPU, you probably want to blame me. It's just I got tired of all the years of watching the CPU add like a quarterback or add a wide receiver when they already had like four good ones, and essentially, then those people get cut, and just wasn't a good idea anymore. So the good news is since most of the teams now are human, it actually makes it somewhat easier for the picks to go through. It's fine, dude. I've actually been in one of these drafts where I was drafting and I got DM'd by someone who called me a bunch of really bad names because of the fact that he swore up and down I was targeting his draft list. So that person, of course, is no longer here, but um, yeah, I make a mental note of not looking at other people's draft lists so that way I can't be accused of that. But in your case, you did DM it to me. So, but in this case, I'm just going with whatever the team needs based on me looking over the roster. And we should be ready. And I think if I remember correctly, I think New England or someone is up next. I probably should have turned off the images, but it is what it is. Let's go back in. We will pause. So Shark is up. And he has 5 minutes, so yeah, he's already there. So he's going to go with a UCLA guy. Um, so that is Adolph Gay. Going to draft him. This will now bring up V Gorilla. With the LA Chargers. We will look at the last two picks. Okay, maybe we won't. Defensive end, East Carolina. Now this will be Bio Eagle. Okay, now I'm gonna look at this, and I don't care if someone picks. So we'll start with Darren Smith, who was picked by the Tennessee Titans. Another Maryland wide receiver, 87 agility, 59 strength. He's 6'6", 212 pounds, 86 speed, 81 hands, 95 endurance. He's not going to come off the field very often. He is more of a possession type wide receiver, but really good stats still. Was more of a change of pace wide receiver at Maryland. Now Sharks pick of Adolph Gay, 89 strength, 52 agility, 67 intelligence. Speed maybe not as good, but solid pick. Hill who will grow. Um, and then Biddlejock had a really productive career at UCLA. And then Ronan East out of East Carolina, 77 strength, 59 agility, 62 intelligence, 70 tackling, 67 speed, 63 endurance. Knows his position really well. He's a fierce competitor, so he's only going to get stronger and faster. So, all in all, pretty solid pick. And we'll give Bio a moment. I don't know if he's on or not, so I don't think he is, so I may just pick for him. So Lewis Blockle will be the pick. I wonder if I can just copy then paste that. So that brings up the LA Rams, who, if I remember correctly, are CPU. Yeah, they are still. Keep hoping one of these days that we'll get back their coach. So, and give me 1 second, take a look at the Rams, see what they need. They definitely do not need a quarterback. They've got like 12 of them. So they do not need a cornerback really, other than for depth. They are actually pretty solid. They do need a safety though. Yeah, they definitely need a free safety. So, uh, do they go free safety or strong safety? They're both pretty bad. So they'll go with Titus Roca. Rams select Titus Roca. Soa is up unless that draft pick was traded. Give me a second. Titus Roca, free safety. Uh, um, and we'll take a look at these last two picks real quick. So Mr. Blockle, 87 speed, 78 tackling, not very bright, but he's got good agility, good strength. He's out of William and Mary, which is my team in the GMCFL. Really good competitor, not a good human being. Zealous athlete, but essentially, and his stats will look low because again, GMCFL is still relatively young as a league. They think this may actually be the fourth season we've had. Titus Roca, 83 speed, 67. He's going to be more of a box safety. This is someone that you may actually try to play up near the line or put him in certain run situations, although their strength isn't going to help him. This is probably not as good of a pick. So Miami is up, I think, now. I know Soa was looking to try to move it. So I'll give him a moment. Yeah, Kev, I just saw that in chat. So I don't know who you're talking about. So, and I certainly would not invoke that name. Stewart is close, and the Rams will be up, and Curtis is up in a few picks. And then, if I remember correctly, Atlanta is CPU as well. Really, if you're interested in joining our league, for anyone who is not already in the league, the Saints, the Rams, and the Falcons, really the Falcons and the Ravens. The Falcons and the Ravens are probably the two best teams to come in the league with. The Ravens are just hard to deal with anyone. Yeah, well, imagine how I'm going to feel when I finally get to my pick. I'm not looking forward to it. So we will not do pick 32 for Invisible tonight. Um, so Stacy Sherry is who he picks. 1 second. Um, The strong safety out of Auburn. Let's go ahead and pick him. That now brings you up, Stuart. So you're on the clock. Let me go ahead and take a look at him. Stacy Sherry is 73 strength, 76 agility, 88 speed, 68 tackling, 81 hands. Wow, that's some really good hands. 96 endurance, 78 out of Auburn. He's one of Invisible Witnesses crew. Inquisitive Jester, really strong pick. He'll uh, barely made it into the draft, but he did have a very productive season or two. So that is a really good pick at strong safety. Daniel McCartney, quarterback. Okay, let's go Hill. Check all. You picked someone from Ohio State? Stewart, seriously? I thought, I didn't think it was possible for someone who's a Michigan fan to pick someone from Ohio State. I think you're picking him just to run him into the ground, but there you go. Um, let's take a look at him before I go to that. Uh, 76 overall, 50 strength, 71 agility, 51 intelligence, 87 speed, good hands, decent endurance, knows his position pretty well. He's a zone corner, and be interested to see how he pans out for Stewart. And now we have the Rams up, and let me take a look and see Hill. I just looked at them, so it shouldn't be too hard. They do need a, they don't really need a strong safety. I need to stop saying that. They do, however, need line help. So let's see Hill. They are going to go with a defensive lineman. It's not. They will go with Ronald Gomez. By the way, Stuart, it's the 49ers, not the Lions. I'll fix that for you. I'll let you fix that. So that now brings Curtis is on the clock. And now we will go to Mr. Gomez, who is 76 strength, 39 agility, 52 intelligence, 60 tackling. That was a bust. Man, he got nerfed. Oh, I see why. Never mind. I see why he got nerfed so hard. Okay. Yeah, I realized that because in the GMPFL, you're the Lions. Okay, where are we? So Udo will go up after Atlanta, and then we have Cabra, we have Prince, we have Baltimore, who is the CPU. We have Miami, of course, at SOA. Seattle is on CPU. Then you have Pittsburgh, and then the first round will end. Um, and then we should be able to call the day one oval, and I'll give a quick recap. So just when we get to Miami, let me know if you have a trade. Let me go and look at the fact. Guard Levi Bowden. Okay, let's look at him. This dude out of Oklahoma. I'm gonna take a look real quick at Atlanta. Just double check and make sure I'm not missing something. I'm not. Atlanta is really stacked as well. Some of these, they could use some wide receiver help actually. Cornerback, they're good. Linebacker core, they don't need help. They just need depth. Probably wrong. And they could use depth for defensive end. They're going to go wide receiver. Let's see here. They are not going to go quarterback, so stop that CPU. They'll go with who's next on my big board. Just see here real quick. Don't really want to pick that person. Okay, they are going to go with the kid out of New Mexico. Where is he? I always get confused because there's like two Napiers in this draft. They're going to go with him. Draft Steven Rogers. I think this brings up Steven Rogers, wide receiver at Udo. Okay, so let's look at these last two picks. Draft recap. Levi Bowden is 79-70, 44 speed, 63 intelligence, 79 strength, 296 pounds out of Oklahoma. Decent work ethic, which means he's just going to get battle. He's probably not a day one starter. He's probably like a year two or year three starter. And then we have Steven Rogers, who is 77 overall, 83 agility, not really smart, got good speed, hands are decent, pretty solid. He is a deep threat, which means that he's going to be able to get those long passes a little bit better. Defensive tackle. So this is Alvin Hopkins out of Louisiana Lafayette. Go ahead and pick him. And I think that puts Cabra up, if I remember correctly. And take a look at this one. Alvin Hopkins, 70 overall, 81 strength. Intelligence not there, kind of slow, but I mean he's got some good measurables. He's 311 pounds. He's going to eat space, and he's got good work ethic, competitiveness, which is going to translate to him working well in the trenches. Um, but yeah, that's a solid pick. So while I'm waiting, I can try to now figure out who I'm going to actually draft since most of my board has been blown up. Uh, hmm. Just be interesting to see if we get get the person that I actually want to draft. I don't think he's going to be there by the time I get there. So yeah, it's always hard to trade back, but it's also not a bad thing to do. So if I look at the board right now, there's still okay. So I'll go ahead and grab this. So it'll be Bradley Curry. Uh, Lions select. Oops. Bradley Curry, running back. See if Prince is online. He is. And okay, take a look at Mr. Curry real quick. Bradley Curry is a 5'9", 183-pound out of Louisiana Lafayette. Good strength, decent agility, good intelligence. He's got good speed. He's got hands. He's probably going to be a pretty good running back in the end. He's an all-purpose running back, which is a good thing, which means you can keep him in on third down and also play him out of the backfield. I didn't see what his blocking skills were. His blocking skills could be better, but they're decent. It's a decent pick. Uh, I don't think he's the best running back in the draft. I think the best running back in the draft is still not drafted. Um, yeah, I think so, based on what I saw on my board. Um, it's so right now, if you're looking for value, free safety, I think that there's a couple people still have free safety that are really, really good. There's some good running backs still out there. There's some good wide receivers out there that definitely now with where we are in this round, I think it's gonna be you can pick up some really good people. Defensive line, there's still a couple good people out there as well. There's some power rushers if you're into that thing. So check out. It does look like Prince has a, and yeah, well, we'll go. Lex, Mark, Hubert, running back. I'm gonna do Baltimore real quick. Baltimore, the team that plays like the human team, mostly because Kevin stacked them so well. Um, it's hard to believe he's been gone from them as long as he has, with how well they still are playing. Let's see. Oh, what do they need? What is the quarterbacks? Oh, that's right. They picked up height. The running back core is okay, not great. Guards, they're good. Tackles, they're good. Centers, they're good. Tight end, they could be better, but probably too early to take a tight end. Wide receiver core is still pretty good. Cornerback core could be slightly better, so they may go corner. In fact, I think they're going to go corner. Who is high on my board for corner? Timothy's gone. Oh, God, I don't want to make this pick. I probably just really made my life miserable. Um, so this brings up Soa. Um, we will take a look at Mr. Brock, who had a very, very good career at Maryland. Actually, we'll look at Mark Hubert. Mark Hubert, running back out of Southern Miss, 90 overall, 78 strength, 66 agility, 58 intelligence, 90 speed, 63 hands, 92 endurance. Pretty good personality traits, not great. Gonna have to deal with his morale issue, but probably one of the better running backs in this draft. Um, and Mr. Brock going to the Ravens is 74 overall, 77 agility, 47 intelligence, 94 speed, 54 hands, 39 tackling, 87 endurance. Personality could be better. He wasn't one of my favorite players at Maryland, but he was solid throughout his career there. I don't know what a homely altruist is, but he's gonna make it. I won't be able to use the deep threat very often against Baltimore anymore. Um, Not that I have a lot of speed, but again, he's going to go against Jesse Payne, and that'll be fun to watch. Pick traded. Who got the pick? So I don't see a trade. Am I missing something? Okay, give me 1 second. Apparently we have a trade. Looks like Kev moved in. So give me a second. I have to drop out of this screen because I don't think I can do trades within the screen, can I? Maybe I can. So this will be. This is Miami. This is New York. Miami is sending the 29th pick for the Jets pick next deal. Kev, can you confirm that if you're on, or just let me know before I hit submit? Or just make the pick. If you make the pick, then I know it's making the pick is also confirming. Please don't pick the guy I'm thinking of. Okay, Kev is now on the clock. Let me go ahead and make that change. I think I have to go back in because I think I pushed myself out. I can look at Seattle real quick just so I can make that pick quick. Seattle is not a human. Robert Irwin. That's a pretty good pick, I think. Wide receiver. Kid out of Syracuse. Take a look at him real quick. Kevin, your wide receiver is 76 overall, 56 strength, 52 agility, 49 intelligence, 83 speed, 88 hands. Pretty decent personality. Got morale issues and is stubborn. Be interesting to see how you use him. Seattle, we will go to now. And I am going to pick for Seattle. They're going to go wide receiver too. Seattle will pick Francisco Harmon. Take a look at him, and that puts me on the clock. So Francisco Harmon is a decent possession wide receiver from the look of it. 85 agility, not very fast. 82 hands. He's solid with his hands. He's 5'9". Not really. He's a slot wide receiver. Not all that good. So what am I doing with Pittsburgh? Do I pick best on board, or do I pick the player I kind of think I need? I'll go with the player I think I need. Um, is he still here? Oh, yes. Pittsburgh is going to select Kenneth Fay, the wide receiver out of Florida International, who had a really, really good career. See if I missed the boat entirely on him. And Fay now will look at him. And then we will stop here because I need to allow for the scouting to happen. Mr. Fay, 83 overall, 50 strength, 6'4", 83 agility, not very bright. 92 speed, 76 hands, 85 endurance. Not a good personality. He's probably going to get investigated with that personality. Uh, Calm jock, 7,313 yards across his 4-year career at Florida International. Um, Pretty good change of pace wide receiver and may not have to play immediately. So I think that concludes the first day of the draft for us. If we look at the war room real quick and just kind of looking at different things, quarterback wise, if you're going to look to get a quarterback, I don't know that I would get one in round two unless you really, really need one. Generally speaking, this is a very, very weak quarterback class. Um, Probably the weakest that I think I've seen in a while. But the people to keep an eye on if you are going to draft a quarterback would likely be, well, depending on your system. So I think that I would take a look at like Norfleet, who's out of Northwestern. One of these guys, if I remember correctly, is probably a good accuracy quarterback. Condon was probably the best accuracy quarterback, but I think the other guy I would take a look at is Paul Tim out of William and Mary. But again, he's like a third, fourth round value. If you're looking at running back, there are still a lot of good running backs on the board, especially in round two. So just keep that in the back of your mind. Let me give you like a couple that you probably can look at real quick. Uh, One of the running backs I think that probably is still out there is Swap out of South Florida. You do also have this guy probably has some really good power. Is Estrada out of Richmond? Abel Eagle, I'd be careful with him, even though he's out of Maryland. May not be the best running back out there. Tight end, I think that you may want to get a tight end in round two. There are a couple good tight ends. I didn't think that there were any that were first round value, but you do have some of them out there that probably would be a good investment for day two. Um, One to just keep an eye on is probably going to be Michael Larry out of Louisiana. He's from Lafayette. I think he's got good speed, good hands. He's more of a receiving tight end. So is Raymond Parkinson out of Maryland. And I think Phil Child is another guy that you'd look at. They're all essentially those type of tight ends. Um, yeah, I think I think the problem with Carpenter is he may have gotten nerfed. The nerfing on quarterbacks is a little bit heavier this year than it has been in the past, only because I'm trying to get things right. Um, but what I'll do for everyone is I'll put up a big board that just says this, but you have a lot of good people still left on the board. Center wise, Vincent is a really good center if you're looking for centers. I think that probably the best secondary person is still on the board. Um, and there are a couple free safeties that are really, really good. You do still have some good cornerbacks out there. There are a couple linebackers who are more purpose built. You will see that tackle and guard has still got some depth in it. The places where you're not going to find a lot of depth right now is probably defensive tackle and quarterback. If you need those, you probably should wait till the third round. So that is yeah, Kev, I was actually shocked you didn't pick Faye because I swore when you moved up and you were going to go after Faye. So when you didn't go for Faye, I'm sorry. I've had my eye set on him since Hess went early. But I think at the end of the day, day two should be interesting. Invisible will get to make his pick after the scouting goes through. But for all of you in the league, the next sim is a scouting sim. It's really meant to give you the ability to scout. Your points will get returned to you for anybody you scouted in the first round that was drafted. So it should be overall pretty well. So let me know your thoughts in chat or in Discord. But thank you all for your time today. And as always, this is just a tradition we do. So thanks for spending some time with me this afternoon. I'm going to go ahead and publish and upload this, and then I'll fix the video up. But I'm going to go ahead and drop because I can smell food and I kind of want to eat. But everyone, thank you again. Just send comments or wherever. Let me know who you think was a bust, who you think was a steal, and who do you think was in the top 10, probably the best.